Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
I'm Monica Height.
And I'm Chelsea Duff.
And happy Valentine's Day, spookies. Oh my
Happy
God,
Valentine's
do you
Day,
feel
guys.
Do you feel the love in the air?
A
Do you feel
whole
that?
week of love.
Wow, romance. It's just so amazing. I'm feeling extra in love with you two today.
Aw,
Do you feel
that
that?
was so sweet. Thanks.
So much so that I wore lingerie on the pod.
You know what? Hell yeah, brother.
It's the theme in all ways, actually, because this week we are doing the perfect movie for the season. Honestly, it's an erotic thriller slash horror movie. It's an erotic horror, and so it's the love and sex day of the year. So get excited. We're doing 2024 or 2025. We're debating it. It's 2025. It's Bone Lake. It's called Bone Lake.
Yeah, at first
and
did the festival circuit in 2024.
Yeah.
And then it came out last fall. And Monica and I went to a Q&A.
Yeah, we
Ooh.
got to see it. And the director was there, Mercedes Bryce Morgan. And she seems really, really cool. This is the only one of her movies that I've seen, but she has quite a few other ones. I think this is the one that has gotten the widest release, would you say?
I think so.
Like that's what
Yeah.
because this did the festival circuit, like you said, and it got picked up by Bleecker Street, so it actually got a whole theatrical release and good promo on the trailer and all of that. And you might remember this movie because we did a trailer reaction for it over the summer. And we're like, this looks fucking stupid from the name. And then we watched the trailer and we're like, that looks actually pretty fucking good. And so Chelsea and I remembered that and we saw it. And now we're here today. Isn't that beautiful? What a journey.
Full circle.
What a journey. It's just lovely. So let me get into the IMDb log line. Get ready. It's 2 sentences. All right. Just want to prepare you. So don't jump right in after the first sentence.
Buckle
There's
up.
more. Whew. Okay, here we go. A couple's vacation at a secluded estate is upended when they're forced to share the mansion with a mysterious couple. A dream getaway spirals. It's the same. It's literally two of the same. It's like two
Oh, you liked
iterations
that?
of the same
Let
thing.
me give you another version.
So here, let's run it back. Let's do another one. Okay. A dream getaway spirals into a nightmarish maze of sex, lies, and manipulation, triggering a battle for survival. I think I like the second one better.
Yeah, I think like one
Yeah.
or the other also, you know.
Yeah, I didn't need both.
Going right
somebody-
into the second one, I was like, immediately, this is wrong.
The dream getaway turns nightmarish. That's a fun little play on words, you know. So
I know what happened. Somebody like wrote one and was like, actually, this one's better. Just forgot to delete the old one. You know?
I think there's usually like multiple, and I think they might have just like input it wrong on IMDb. So it happens. It happens. But yeah, this is a very, very fun movie. Starring, to what the layman's eye might believe, is Florence Pugh and Jesse McCartney, but no, it is not either of those people.
Alas.
Alas, the guy really looks like alt universe Jesse McCartney, Alex Rowe. And I think he's really
Jesse
fantastic in
McCartney.
this. Yeah, and Sage, who looks like Florence Pugh, is played by Maddie Hasson. She doesn't normally look like that. She usually looks like a beautiful blonde girl who is not Florence Pugh. But the haircut here,
the haircut.
the haircut was so Florence Pugh. It goes crazy.
Mhm.
But you might recall a movie that we've done with her before, right, Chelsea? Because you
Mhm.
said that, and I'm just believing you because I always believe you. Believe Chelsea. Okay,
And that's
so-
right. And that's correct.
Yeah.
Hashtag believe Chelsea.
Believe Chelsea.
But yes, we talked about it on our Silent Night episode, which is how this holiday episode came to be. And then we talked about it later afterwards because I thought Monica didn't say that the girl from Silent Night was in Malignant, but she said it. I went back and checked. Don't worry. Hashtag
So
bully
Maddie's in
Monica.
Malignant. Yeah, bully Monica. She was like, you didn't say it, so I went to the video. Chelsea doesn't pull the videos. I pull the videos. Chelsea went and fact checked it.
I don't think I was like
Fucking
fact
bitch.
checking it. I think I was like in there and I was
Sure,
like,
sure.
Well, because the next episode, I was like, oh, you forgot to say this because there are 5,000 things that I always want to say on an episode that I forget to say, and then later,
never
like,
happens
I'm
to
like,
me.
I should have said this. One thing
I
I
always
was
say
going to tell you
everything I want
guys.
to say.
One thing I was going to tell you guys during exclusive content today, and then I forgot to say it again. And so you guys can hear it now 2 episodes later. This was for Begonia. And maybe I'll make a TikTok about it, so maybe it'll be old news by then, by the time you hear this episode. But when I was watching Begonia the whole time, I was like, this is an alternate universe version of The Office with Dwight and Mose. And especially I was like, is it Angela who is Begonia or is it Jan? I decided it was Jan. But then I was really thinking about it again today.
Who's Begonia? In any case,
Emma Stone. Obviously, Emma Stone is Begonia.
Bald Begonia? I wouldn't know. You know the titular character, Begonia. It's here's something. Here's something I forgot to say on that episode.
Emily Bald. Is that not Bears? Beats Battlestar Galactica.
It's the same thing, and I also have to say that the thing I said I always say everything I want to say, but I don't think any of us said that Begonia.
Monica.
Begonia. I said it facetiously, and that was very clear. Begonia. Did we say that it's like a Latin word meaning like bees?
No,
born
I was gonna
from
make
the
a
carcass
TikTok about
of a
that
cow. Yeah. Okay, well, there might be a
We
TikTok
really
about
missed
that.
a bunch of stuff in Begonia.
We're just gonna like run it back.
It was like a play off a flower, but it's actually like a Latin word meaning like there was this assumption that like bees came from the corpses of dead animals. Because bees would be around corpses of dead animals, so they thought they were born from that. So it kind of is like an allegory for like the
death
thing they're trying to say. Yeah. Circle of life. Yeah. Anyway, on this episode of Spooky Takes Tuesday, we will be talking about Begonia.
Yeah. On our, what did we do after Silent Night?
Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I like to forget
Five Nights
at
Freddy's 2. You're so right. Hashtag believe Monica. When we were talking about that one, and I was like, oh, you forgot to say. And then you were like, no, I did say it. And I was like, where was I? I went back to be like, what was I doing when you said that? Not to be like,
running
did you
your
say
mouth.
it? And I responded to you. Yeah, I like engaged with it because I was like, why was I just looking at an IMDb page for someone who was in Malignant? But it was the sister, Maddie Hasson, bringing it back, who is in this movie.
Back to both.
She played the sister in Malignant, the blonde younger sister, and she's in this movie, still blonde. Bone Lake.
My favorite thing about Spooky Tuesday is when we start an episode and we just talk about fucking crazy shit for like 10 minutes. And like,
you didn't want to hear about this movie anyway. You needed to be warmed up.
Anyone who's a new listener, they come in and they're like, this is not about the movie. And so they click away. But the real true homies know.
Okay,
we're
but
gonna
now
get there.
maybe somebody's going to click on this episode and they're like, oh, now I got to go listen to their Begonia episode.
Yes,
it's a built-in advertisement for ourselves.
Exactly.
Hashtag
record
Spooky Tuesday.
Marketing.
Almost 100% sequentially, which means we're going on a journey episode to episode. You have to listen to all of them to be fully clued in.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is what we always say, but people don't do that
to ourselves.
It's so true. We haven't said that in so long. We haven't said that this year.
That's
one more thing I wanted to say about the cast. 2 more things. Marco Pagosi, very cute. Well, we're talking about lookalikes. We were historically years ago, and now we're bringing it back. Marco Pagosi looks so much like Ray Romano to me at times that it really was distracting. And no one looks like Andra Nichita, who plays Sin. She's her own person, except she looks like a little bit Alexis from Schitt's Creek. Anyway, and now I've gone full circle with everyone in the movie.
I can see that.
Yeah. It's the hair also. Um, but this was also for her, Andra Nichito, like one of her like
It's
wasn't
Andra.
it Andra?
Yeah, because I was
Okay,
just listening to the Q&A earlier.
okay. I was gonna ask you. So we went to the Q&A as we said, and we learned a lot of fun facts. But I don't have the video. Chelsea does, so she got to rewatch it, and I did
I
not.
didn't tape it. That might be against the rules. I just took lots of notes.
I just remembered it in my
I
brain.
just I
She
remembered it, and then I
recorded
went
it with her
back and I
brain.
reviewed them. I went into my, what was it called in Harry Potter where you go into your memory, your
Mind
pensive.
Palace.
pensive.
Oh no, sorry. Pensive. I was thinking of
Mind Palace
Sherlock.
is from BBC Sherlock. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of Sherlock.
Either way.
Wasn't she like, but with Andra, wasn't she like a new actress?
Yeah, the sense that
Yeah,
I
it's like one of
got from
her.
the Q&A was that this, I don't know if this is her first role, but she was very new. She was like the only one who auditioned, or who had to audition because they hadn't worked with each other before. Whereas Maddie Hasson was in her first movie, or maybe not her first movie, but a previous movie that was called Fixation.
Mhm.
Um, and I think she had worked with Alex Rowe and Marco Pagosi before as well, but I don't know what projects.
Yeah, but I thought she was so incredible for like having
Hmm.
limited acting experience. Like I thought she was like mesmerizing in this movie. So,
Yeah.
um, and speaking of mesmerizing, any movie that shows a ball sack in the first 35 seconds, it's a movie for me.
Any movie that we get to see a bow and arrow pierce a scrotum.
You've
So
got a winner on your
crazy.
hands.
It's such a fun opening, and like it's in the IMDb trivia, but fact checked, it's true. The little tidbit in there about the opening sequence because there's a very fun AMA with Mercedes Bryce Morgan, excuse me, the director, and she told a story about this opening sequence that it was like very insane and crazy things happened where basically like their smoke machine lit on fire or something because it was so cold outside, and everything was okay and safe, but then the fire department came to make sure, and they showed up and everyone was still naked. All the actors were still naked, and so they basically thought that they were filming a porn, and they're like, okay, I have fun, everyone. I don't know what you're
What's
doing, but
going
have
on?
fun, said the fire department. So love that. Love that. That's good vibes. But okay, Chelsea, I remember this being a thing in the Q&A, but again, I couldn't review the tapes because I didn't record it with my brain. Um, that wasn't supposed to be the original opening for this movie, right?
Yeah,
Do you
that was
remember what it
something.
was supposed to be?
Well, she's
Or
not the writer of the movie. The writer is Joshua Friedlander. She's the director.
mm-hmm.
And so there were like numerous script changes after she came on board, just general
Mm-hmm.
influence, further development, etc. I think it just opened originally with Sage and Diego in the car driving over. That might not be true. That was the sense that I got when she was talking about that part, but then later she's talking about a different part where spoilers, but she says she kind of thinks this is the sort of movie where you basically know from minute one who is who and what's going on when
Yeah.
the couples all show up, and that it's like kind of the why and the when is like the surprise that you're
The
waiting
surprise.
for.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't feel too terrible spoiling at the top of the episode. But like halfway through the movie, we sort of get the reveal where it's like rewind to before Sage and Diego even show up at the house, and we see Will and Sin fucking. And that was going to be like the beginning originally, was
Oh,
we were going to see
yeah.
them. And then that felt like it was like maybe still giving the game, even though it was maybe still like giving the game away a little too soon. So they I don't know if they were gonna like have that in the beginning and then like rewind to that and give the context or how that was gonna be like situated. But instead of revealing anything with them, she decided the better move was to give the audience like a taste of what is in store for Diego and Sage. And I think that that's a fun way to do it. I also just think it's like it's obviously a really fun scene to watch somebody get shot in the balls with an arrow.
Yeah.
But it's fun because you get a sense of like what the game is in terms of like do these couples really love each other? How far will they really go for each other? The second that the man leaves the woman behind, he's the one that gets shot first with an arrow. There's like the tease, the arrow comes in
Sets
through his
up the
balls from a different direction that the other arrows are coming from. So there's a little tease that there's like two people chasing them.
At least, yeah.
The Renaissance painting positioning reveal, that's so fun.
Loved that so much. Yeah, I think it's a better choice that they made to have it not be directly tied to Sin and oh my god, why isn't his name
Will.
fun? Will.
No, his name is fun because their names together are Wilson. They will sin.
I hate the fact that they're like, oh, like Sydney, and she's like cinnamon, and I go, that's too on the nose since the other girl's name is Sage.
I know, she's like, what should my
I
name
loved
be?
that.
Should we match? Okay, she's Sage. I guess I'll be Cinnamon.
Yeah, no, she totally
It's very
did
like
that on
Crimson and
purpose.
Clover.
I know, but I
She's
just
like part of the psychological game. I love that.
I
Like,
hate it.
I love that. They really have fun with their games, and I think that that's great. But I'm glad they didn't reveal necessarily that it was Will and Sin from the very, very get go. Like, obviously, like you just said, it's pretty obvious once you meet them, but maybe not in like the first 5 seconds, because I remember the sense I got from watching the trailer, and we can review the trailer reaction to see if this is true. But like, I thought maybe like everyone who was at the house could be in danger from the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, like it could be also like not a stranger situation, but like
Funny
like
Games.
someone in the woods. I've never seen Funny Games, and I know that that's a huge inspiration for this movie, but please try
I've
not
also
to
never
spoil
seen
it for
Funny
me.
Games.
I've
seen the
so
Michael Pitt
fucked
one,
up.
which is not the original, but
yeah, there's a European one and an American remake.
But I think we've talked about how
same
the American
director.
remake is like shot for shot the same, basically.
I think it's the same director even, but let me double check that really quickly. It was like one of those weird situations like that does not usually happen. Michael Haneke. Michael Haneke is not how you say his last name. Haneke.
Haneke.
I don't know. Haneke.
I don't know. I'm sounding it out in my head.
Yeah.
If I
maybe not.
am remembering what the letters that you said correctly.
Yep. Yeah, he directed both. How cool. Rarefied air. Why did I bring that up? Oh yeah, because it's related.
Because it's like Begonia, where Jang Jun Hwan was gonna do the new
Yeah.
one.
True. That would have been
Back to
another time that
Begonia.
happened. Back to Begonia. Well, all my friends watched
Title of the
Begonia in the
episode.
last 5 days, by the way, since we recorded it. That episode, and I have had so much to say, and they're like, why do you have so much to say? And I was like, well, I'll have you know that the Spooky Things with Tuesday episode about it comes out today. So
We just did it.
spookytpod.com.
And now you can listen to it because you've watched it. They did it for us, actually.
Gorgeous.
100%. They're like, wow, you really thought this through. I researched it for hours, actually. But yeah, I think it's good they didn't reveal too much too soon, because like it's fun to play the guessing game, and I love when that scene does come into play in the movie, like randomly in the middle of the film, like right. It's like a misdirection too, like in a moment where like there's mystery on both ends of what's going on with Sage and what's going on with, oh my god, it'd be so cool if I could remember his name. Diego. There we go. And we don't ever like really know what happened in those 2 scenes, and then they throw in that little preview of what happened earlier. I loved that, and I just think it's so funny how it's shot. But But yeah, I mean, Sydney, you hadn't seen this before.
I had not.
How are you doing? How'd you feel?
This movie was fun. I watched it completely normal.
I told you to take 40 milligrams.
If
The
I took
doctor
40 milligrams,
prescribed.
I would not be upright for this recording right now.
Huh.
Okay.
Weird. Fine, I guess.
You had to pick and choose, Monica.
No. I want it all.
Some of this movie felt like it did do like a lot of tropey. Like, how many movies can we watch where, oh no, two people are accidentally booked at the same Airbnb?
Two.
Yeah. I think
I'm
there's
sure there are
Two.
more, but
I think there's like a bunch other more, like I remember watching more than that. Obviously, Barbarian,
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
most famous
That's
one.
other one.
I bet it's been the plot of like a rom-com at this point.
Yeah, but then also too, we've got a little Crimson Peak nod
Uh-huh.
in there. We've got
What's the Crimson Peak nod?
the twist.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
It's like
I
you
didn't think we
can't
were
be
talking
serious.
about that yet.
That's why I didn't.
We were talking about that yet. Sorry.
That's why I didn't outright say it.
Sorry. I was like, Tom
Somebody could
Hiddleston
have been
isn't
like,
in
"There's
this. What are you talking about?
in this?" No,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no
the
ghost.
ghost.
it's the
You didn't
ghost,
see
Monica.
the red wax and clay in the background under the snow.
We do get a
That
little
moonlight
House
that.
of Wax nod in there
With what?
when he's like hiding under the thing and he stabs her foot.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
it felt more of like a weird.
There's a couple good references in there.
like
When they look at the sex tapes, there's one where the guy is like posing. That felt very American Psycho.
so. It
Yeah.
felt like a lot of amalgamations of a lot of movies that I've already seen.
Which sometimes is nice. Sometimes it feels like we're in dialogue with cinema. And then sometimes it feels like, okay, but do something fresh.
Yeah.
Like
I
for also
fine.
for a movie called Bone Lake, I would have liked a little more erotic boning. You know?
What's the rating on this movie?
let's
It's
see.
rated R. I think part of the problem with this movie not being as erotic as it could be is that it is just an indie. And so they had like
Yeah.
6 people. They filmed it in 18 days. In the opening sequence, one of their camera guys like tore his ACL. When they're filming like in the storm at the end, another crew person like broke a finger. Like they were just working against the odds with a lot of aspects of this movie.
Yeah.
And so I think just given the scope of it, it would, they don't have the budget to be doing like body doubles for everything. You know what I mean? To be like showing everybody's everything.
Hog.
But it could have been more erotic
Yeah.
in that sense.
I feel like 90% of my qualms with this movie could be solved by giving Mercedes more money. But you know, this is again the first one of her movies that has been picked up in such a big way. But I think it has like an indie charm to it. It definitely has that like indie energy. Oh, good, my AirPods are gonna die, and we're 10 minutes in.
Well, I'll hop on that real quick while you charge them for a minute and get a little more juice, hopefully.
I can
But
zoom
yeah,
out of this
I mean,
one.
the indie charm of it for real. I think they just had a lot of limitations. She talked in the Q&A about how she and like the camera crew basically went through and like blocked everything with her standing in for all of the characters so that they wouldn't waste any time once they actually had the actors on set. They could go like, here's exactly the way that you are going to move so that we're like choreographing the camera movements.
Yeah.
There were
She
some
did
times
GIFs,
where
like
they
GIF storyboard of the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
where she'd like send them the gifs. I say gifs, sorry. So I'm gonna she'd send them the gifs the
Wow.
night before of like what they're. I know. I was like, am I gonna
Chelsea
to follow
cancel.
her lead or am I
I
gonna?
know you went
be true to
against
myself?
your own
I have to
kind.
be true
That
to
was crazy.
myself. She would send them the night
Believe in
before
yourself,
with like their
Chelsea.
pages, and I am. the next day. Hashtag believe Chelsea. And sometimes they also would just like lose the actors for the day. Like there's the scene at the end with the car crash, and they are getting pulled out of the cars. And
Yeah.
like there's I remember watching this movie in the theater, and then later it's like Diego's like, I can't with my leg, like you go. And it's like, I guess you can kind of surmise on your own. He was in the driver's seat. That's the side that got hit by the other car. So of course
Mhm.
he's injured. But I was like, why can't he run? Like it didn't feel like they established that very well. And I think a big part of it is they just didn't have the actors for that scene. They're using like exclusively stunt doubles when we see them like getting pulled
Yeah.
out of
I
the
remember
car.
that
Like
from
the
the
actors
Q&A.
had to go home and be released so that they could film the next day. Just like per union stuff, I assume, or
Yeah,
contract
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
I assume. So it's just one of those things where it's like I'm sure they had a vision, and then sometimes just the reality of filming things is also that like you can't always do everything you want. But
Yeah.
there is a lot of fun stuff in here.
So much fun stuff. I wish that they were boning more, but again, like what
Yeah.
you just said. And that's what like most of the
That's why
reviews
they had
online
to
are
give you
like
ball
for
sack in
bone
the first
leg.
35 seconds.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair,
They front load
fair,
it. They front load it.
fair.
There are literal limitations to it, but I think some of the issue too is like I wish there was more of the gore too because they did the gore so good. Like she's a big believer in like practical whenever you can and like really doing it and like she hates like in the AMA she did, which is linked below. It's a very fun AMA. She's very funny. Um she was like my pet peeve is like bad visual effects. Like it makes me go fucking crazy. So like I'm gonna do it all the way. And she does, but we don't get that much of it because, again, budget limitations. So it's too bad, but it's also good. I think that the writing I think is pretty good though in this movie, and I think that like most of the movie is psychological torture and psychological horror, and I think that not like super super overtly, but like the games that these two motherfuckers, Willinson, are playing are so diabolical here. And like it's also just super like the type of horror is like uncomfiness watching Diego and Sage. Their relationship is just like so weird, and like there's so much like unsaid beef between them.
Yeah.
And like watching this other couple like pick and pick and pick and pick and ask the perfect wrong question to like reveal that she doesn't think he's good at writing and she resents him, and oh god,
He
it's
doesn't make her
brutal.
come.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean it's tough
god.
because you can kind of get some of that for yourself the first moment that you see them, because it intros them with like him reading a piece of his writing, then being like, "What do you think?" And she's like, "I think it's really interesting. I love that you're writing about people in relatable situations. I think that's really good."
Good. Thank you for that nothing burger, bitch.
Good.
I think it's so beautiful that you love someone and that you are committed to supporting them and their
Yeah,
choices, even when you think they're kind of a flop. I think that's beautiful, you
I think
know?
it's
Like,
really nice.
yeah.
Exactly. That's why I don't ask Adam for feedback on the podcast. I don't want to know what he thinks.
You think it's good?
I
What
don't.
do you
I do
think?
not
Yeah.
I
care.
love how
You have to just
what
ask
was that
really
review we got?
leading questions. Don't you love it? And then he goes, yeah.
No, it's like that review. We got this like, I love how accessible you make film
You
for
really dumb
people.
it down for people, and that's
Thank you for
great.
making it so accessible. Once again, whoever left that review, thank you. It was really nice, but it's so fun to take everything the wrong way.
That's my favorite review, actually. I'm gonna get it as a tramp stamp.
It's really
Thank
just
you for
about
making it so
relatable
accessible.
situations. I think it's really good.
Good. And it's cool. And I think
And
people
leave
are
that in a
really
5-star review.
Yeah. It takes me 5
gonna
extra
like
seconds
that.
to just get myself to spit out the word good.
It's so good. And like what does she say when Sin asks her about his writing? She's like, yeah, he does it, essentially. She's like, he does write. That's so good for him. Like, oh my God. Like, you gotta at least lie to other people. Come on. Yeah, it's funny because, like, okay, zoom out for a second. What would you guys do in this situation where you are at the same Airbnb? You're supposed to have a romantic weekend, but it's like the hottest couple you've ever seen.
Here's the thing. At first, I might be chill with it.
They had so much fun when they were in the water. That sounds so fun.
Here's the thing. But if I'm the man, right? Or even if I'm in a nice lady couple and I was planning on proposing and I tell you all of this and then you steal what I'm doing and also my grandmother's ring, we're fist fighting right there.
Yeah.
Like that is
yeah.
really
like,
after that, I did not care what
farther
happened
into
to
it.
this couple. I did not care.
That was such like a meek bitch moment, man. Like he got so mad, but I'd just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would have punched that man in the face.
I think I understand his lack of response, both because you're like frozen in shock that this is really happening, and also you're like
so egregious. It's like
so
beyond
egregious.
the realm of possibility.
Yeah,
and then to also say it's your grandmother's ring, but it's like he's like, even though Will is being such a humongous asshole and lying so unbelievably, it's like, is Sin innocent in this though? If this is her proposal, as far as she's aware, do I want to ruin it for her? And also, if I still want to propose to Sage and I want it to be a surprise, I can't say anything in front of Sage where Sage is going to hear about me having a ring and me having a proposal plan. And so it's like this really complicated position to be in. But it's interesting the way that they manipulate things throughout. Like when they first arrive at the Airbnb, the mechanics of that are really led by Will and Sin being like, should we rock, paper, scissors? No, let's be mature. How about we all stay here together, and then if it gets weird, you guys can rock, paper, scissors. It's like they're discussing it amongst themselves over here with Sage and Diego in the background, and they're going, I think that's a reasonable point. As if to immediately lay the groundwork for if Sage and Diego don't agree with that plan, they're being unreasonable. So it's like, I'm already putting you in this position where it's going, even though you were here first, even though you like don't necessarily have the money to go somewhere else the way another couple might, I'm putting you in a position where if you don't want to do this, you have to seem like a dick because I've already laid the groundwork for, wouldn't this be the most fair, equitable solution?
Yeah, dude. It's insane how good Will and Sin are at manipulation and like in universe acting. Like the way that they are like playing these roles. Like obviously it unravels and as it goes and they get more and more obvious, but that's because they're playing more obvious games and they're revealing more and more as they go along with full intention. But like it was so fun to watch this movie a second time, like knowing the twist and knowing everything and like knowing the twist at the end. Like they are playing around with all of the information that they know the whole time. It's brilliant. Like I would never have batted an eye against like the way that whole conversation started when they're first at the house. Like they seem super reasonable, they seem normal, they seem nice. Also, they probably have pretty privilege that makes you trust them more, and so that's part of it. But like later on as it goes on, like the conversation with Sin and Sage, when it's pretty early on, like after they've gotten out of the water, they maybe same conversation as
I was like, oh, you're supporting him as a writer.
That, that she really hates his writing and doesn't believe it, but is trying not to say it. Sin is like
he's good.
he's good. Yeah. sin is like playing around so much once you know the twist that, okay, here we're saying it now. They are brother and sister and they do incest. Okay, there we go. We did it. But she's like, yeah, like we've known each other like since we were kids and our parents were really close. Because yeah, they were married.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
She said, I wrote down this whole quote because I thought it was so funny. She says,
read it.
I don't know. I feel like we've known each other our whole lives. We've officially been a couple for 8 years, but we've known each other since we were kids. It's really romantic, but it's not without its drama. Our parents were really close, so it was a shock to everyone when we hooked up. My dad never really took to Will. I wish I was attracted to Harmless. I'm not.
It was
So
quite
in
a
there,
shock.
she's going.
Yeah, the shock was that they
Yeah.
killed their parents.
My brother and I have been fucked up from a young age. My dad was on to my brother, so it just like made things complicated. Our parents who are so close because they're married were really shocked when we hooked up. He's dangerous, by the way, my brother who I love and who I have been officially a couple with for 8 years, but we've been together since we were children. So
So yeah, she
We're
says it so
just-
casually, you know, and like obviously you would never guess from that it's an incest thing, but you know,
Right?
watching it again, it's so fucking funny. It's so
well,
funny. I
positioning
loved that.
themselves as like our parents were really close, and so we've known each other since we were children. That is a good cover for
Mhm.
their dynamic. And it also like paints an interesting picture of like Romeo and Juliet style. We've always been yearning to be together. We can finally be together now. It's good setup for the image they're portraying, and it's like fun Easter eggs for the reality that we learn later.
Yeah. I feel like if I was in this situation, because of the dynamics of my own relationship that I am in, this never would have happened because we would have like been fully trying to court the other couple together, and they never would have
That's the
gotten us apart.
thing,
That's
you
the
know,
thing.
like okay,
That-
the game
they
they're
probably wouldn't have
playing
chose you
is-
then. They would have known the vibes. They could have looked
Yeah,
at you and been
sussed
like,
that
"Oh,
out.
these
Maybe
are
in the
clearly."
pool together.
I
Like,
saw you
"Oh,
from across
hey,
the lake, and I really liked your vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of questions about like the logistics of how this works, but I guess also realistically, sometimes it's just like maybe they go, this is not the couple, or maybe they go, whatever, this couple doesn't seem right. We're just gonna cancel their booking. There's like 1,000 different ways to navigate around it, but yeah, I mean, their game is like we're testing your relationship to see how serious your relationship is and what it can withstand to prove that everybody is as fucked up as we are. And there's no room for, I don't know, we'll get into more what their like psychological motivations are later. But if a poly couple came in, that really seems like it would, you know, turn their whole thing on its head if they're just like, let's all fuck together, no secrecy, all out in the open.
Maybe they just fuck them and
Maybe
let
they
them
just have
live.
a fun weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just have a nice time. I feel like they
said
would. I
they've
feel
only
like they
done
don't
it to
need
6
to kill
couples
them every
before.
time. Yeah, they've only killed 6 couples.
You know what?
But that was an interesting part too, because he was like, "What am I not thinking of?" Will was like, "What am I not thinking of? What do you mean 6 couples?" So like there was like some discrepancy with like the numbers between them, which
Well-
like doesn't need to mean anything, but I was like, I wonder what that was.
They say it in the dialogue. The discrepancy is he says like, how many people have you done this to before? And one of them says 6, and the other one is like, wait, it's because they're the 7th couple. But then she's like, no, he asked how many before now. So I said 6. So
I
it's
know,
like
but
6
then I thought
before now.
after that he
They're the
says, "Then
7th.
who am I not thinking of?" I thought it was
Maybe
like
I
even
missed
after
something.
that. Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. I just was,
Maybe
like,
she's counting the
curious.
parents and he's not.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, I would like to think that they could just have a fun time, you know, outside and not do kills one of the times. I honestly, it's so fucked up, but I was like, God, they're having the time of their lives. Look how much fun they're having. This
They're
fucked up
living
whole
the life
dynamic.
for them.
They're so happy.
They're living their best life.
Their little fucking montage is so cutie with them
Brushing
brushing
their
their
teeth
teeth in
right
each
in each
other's
other's faces.
and
It
like
got
dancing
insane.
around.
Cleaning.
They're so
That moment when
insane,
they're
but I
hiding
love
outside
them.
the door while Sage and Diego are talking and she's spinning and he's like doing this to her dress. I love that.
Yes, I love that. Oh my god. Yeah, they're so magnetic in this movie. Like they carry the whole thing because like Diego and Sage are such a drag. Not that they're bad. It's just like everything that happens with them sucks so bad and it's so uncomfortable.
And
Like
they
you're
were like
so
a little
excited.
boring. Which is
Yeah,
your
they're a
people
little
are allowed to be
boring.
boring.
They're allowed to be boring. But yeah, it's like hard situation. They're fucking on the bear rug and like
They're trying to be
just
exciting and
say
they still need to have blanket around them, even though in
Right.
theory, and I know it's like one of those things that's like for cinematic purposes because the actors don't necessarily want to be doing a whole thing or whatever. But yeah, it
But
just
it
kind
does
of
show
lends
like
itself.
they've got a little strain going on.
I
Oh.
agree. It lends itself to the like lack of inhibition in their
Mhm.
sex life or whatever.
Also,
Or too much inhibition.
I don't know.
Confused
release
on
your
my inhibitions.
inhibition. So
Feel the
inhibition
rain
Yeah.
on your skin.
They're
is what
inhibited.
they're
Yeah.
inhibited.
Can we talk about how much Diego pisses me off when
Sure,
with
please,
her with the masturbation in the bathtub scene.
Yeah. I just think it's my job
That-
to pleasure my woman. And the fact that I'm not doing my job and that I also quit my full-time job is nobody else's business.
Business. But also
the
too,
calculated nature of it, where he like walks in, she sees she's going at it. That looked really fun, by the way. That is the best type of bathtub. And
Yeah.
then he walks back and he's like, oh, well, I still need to interrupt her to tell her information she does not need to know.
Like,
Go
he
to
could
the
have
car
just
on your
gone
own.
and
Are
done
you
it.
an adult, man?
he could have just
Well,
gone
I
and done
think
it.
he was like, I have to tell her about the car because I have to have an excuse to be in here now to now be like, do you want me to get in the bath with you? And it's like, no, girl.
No.
That's why she woke up before you. To get
But
in the bath and masturbate before you woke up. Because it's hard to go to bed at different times when you're on couples vacation. But I can wake up before you and jerk off in the bath since I didn't get off when we were fucking yesterday.
And also, sometimes you just want to do it yourself. And guess what? If I've started something, I don't want you finishing it unless I specifically ask. You want to join? You can sit over there and watch.
I actually choreographed and set up this whole thing. You're not part of the scene.
The door is closed.
I
Leave
would have
me
woken you
alone.
up if I
This
wanted
is-
you in here.
This is my private time. Also, she let her have her time. Maybe she'll be like feeling groovy after she's done. You know what I mean? Now you have this information. You can be like, oh, did you have a nice bath, girl? There you go. There's
Right?
an intro.
Mhm.
Don't interrupt in the middle of her groove. Come
And like
on.
the way that he says it really grinds my gears.
I understand his perspective until you get to the sex toy discussion because without that information it's kind of like he doesn't, I mean, he should know if he's attuned to his partner that she's faking it, but he doesn't know that she's faking it, so he doesn't know that she is not getting off otherwise. So he's like sees an opportunity for something sexy on their couple's vacation where it's already not clothing optional. She just got on her knees in front of him the other day and told him that she meant to have a business meeting with his penis. You know what I mean? She missed him. She asked him if he'd like a little kiss. So it's like, I can see how in his mind, he's like, well, this other couple is here, but we're in the privacy of our own bedroom. We could take a sexy little bath together. I can see how he feels rejected and shut down. But then within the context of the fact that not only can he not get her off, because by the way, when they were fucking on that bearskin rug, I don't think his hands were anywhere helpful. He was just being like,
just
are
like-
you bouncing on my penis? Is that getting you off with no further work or effort or intimacy from me? No. Whatever. I'm sure for some people that's great. But it's just like, if you think that we don't need toys in our bedroom and that I should be able to get you off, and that it's my job to get you off, touch her clitoris. Touch
yeah, like
her body.
he is so insecure
Touch my
to be
body, roll me
Yeah.
on the floor.
exactly as the Queen Mariah said. Like if he is so convinced that like is he so emasculated by a sex toy because he thinks it's doing his job? Well, he's not doing his fucking job.
And
You know
also,
what I
girl,
mean? Like,
you can control the sex toy.
Yes.
That's a tool for
Right?
you to
doing
use.
something with it.
A sex
yeah.
toy
Do
is
you
an
put
extension
a
of
hot
your
dog on a
hand,
stick
babe.
over a fire every time you grill a hot dog? You use tools.
Also, female pleasure is a lot harder one than male pleasure a lot of the time.
Yep.
Okay, it's
And
just
it's
the
all
way
about
the
your
cookie
brain.
crumbles. Exactly.
She's
It's
stressed
it's
now.
a
She's the only
psychological.
income.
It's a
She is
psychological
doing duty
game.
sex with you on that bearskin rug.
So, like, using a toy shows to your partner that you care about their pleasure over everything else. And he does not care about her pleasure over his own self-worth. Like, it's about his masculinity and feeling like a sex god. And he's obviously not one.
You know what's going to
It's
make you feel
just
like a
so
sex god?
frustrating.
Making your
Making
partner
your
come 6
come.
times.
Yes.
Also, because she's a writer herself, like, don't we see her like something that like she writes about sex toys and like like all that kind of stuff and like the importance of them and like all
within
that
the
kind
context
Yeah,
of their
and they-
relationship specifically.
Yes.
Yeah. And he refuses
And he's
to do it.
still
He was fucking terrified of that sex toy room. He was terrified. He's the one
Well-
who's like, we should go.
he should
Like,
be
what-
terrified of that specific sex toy room.
Well,
but-
that one is scary.
I know.
It's not a
I know,
store.
but still. I know. But still, he was just like, we got to get out of here. And then the
Yeah.
other room, the murder room with the fucking demon shit, he was like, we can stay in here.
He's
But
like,
he's
well, I like
terrified
to
of the
write
sex toy
mystery.
room.
Yeah,
The
so
sex toy room is hilarious. You don't have to touch anything, but you can look. They have the rubber fister.
who wouldn't want to look?
I would want to look. They had a great collection. I've never seen a sex swing in real life. That'd be very exciting to see. Anyway, he's just so annoying. But like, they obviously, like, the sexual issues are on both sides, and I get where she's coming from for sure. But I too would get the ick if she said, "I would like to have a business meeting with Mr. Penis. May I kiss you, Mr. Penis?" Mwah! Like, and the face on his face
Hello,
where he's
sir.
like, "Hello, sir." Like, it could start out silly, but then it just stayed silly. I was like, "Oh gosh, we're good."
Well, because again,
we're in goofy
she's
town.
like, I'm making an effort because we're having this romantic weekend, but I'm not really interested. So I'm just gonna be like, "Mwah," and then be like, "That's enough for you, right? You're
Did you
good
come?
until later." She's
Where's-
trying to warm herself up to fuck him on that bearskin rug, but
Right.
Yeah, that's something that I really love, though, similar to this conversation that Mercedes talked about in her AMA. And I think I have the exact quote here, but like, one of her main things is that, like, in her movies, like, she's down to have sex, but like, if one gender, or like, there's many genders, but if someone is sexualized, like, everyone needs to be sexualized in the same way. Like, it's not like the women getting their shirts ripped off by the monster or whatever. Like, okay, then the dudes are getting their pants ripped off. The non-binary folks are too. Like, everybody is everybody's fair fucking game. Which I love about like this movie, and I love that everybody's sexy and there's all of that happening all the time. I do want to put a pigeon pin in the gay missed opportunities here for when we get to How Can This Movie Be Gayer, because that fucking is frustrating.
they do
as
like
well.
one sprinkle, and it's like there could be so much more.
There could be so much more. Okay, here's a discussion question. What? We have that scene we talked about. What? That's the question.
What?
What?
Okay.
No, we have the two scenes that we briefly talked about earlier that are interrupted by the like montage scene with Will and Sin being in love and setting up the con that they're about to do.
Cleaning vigorously and
Yeah, brushing their teeth vigorously in each other's face. But
Obsessed with
the
that. I
two
bet they
scenes
started that as children.
before,
I bet they
yeah,
watched Bring It On as children and then decided they were going to have toothbrush
yeah.
battle every single day for the rest of their lives.
Honestly, it was cute. I'm sorry. I thought it was so cute. Sorry, I did. Okay, whatever. Sue me. But we have Will, or not Will and Sage and Sin and Diego having these two separate like sexual-ish or things going on where basically Sin is like taking off her clothes and trying to seduce Diego, and Will is like really being aggressive in the car with Sage, like being like, "Your panties are wet. You want to fuck me right now." Like, and then it like fades to black. That's a direct quote. Sorry. Like, who what do we think happens
Yeah.
in each of those scenarios? Like, what do we think happens? Because we never know for sure. I want to know what you guys think.
I also have one of my discussion questions is did something happen between Sage and Will? Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think anything happens between Sin and Diego, and I think
I agree.
Yeah,
there
I
were
also
two scenes
agree.
there, and also she says that she says like Diego didn't go for it, so it feels confirmed.
Yeah.
But we have like the towel scene where she's like, "Will you find something for me to wear?" Which is like, girl, I have extremely terrible vision and I go about my daily life in my apartment without my
I
glasses
can't even
all the
see
time. Sometimes you can find
shapes.
clothes, like
I
you
can't
can find
even
your
see
cherry top.
shapes.
Yeah, it's outrageous. She just wanted him to see that glass dildo because she already read the article online during her research and knows that sex toys make him uncomfortable. So she was just putting him through the ringer. But yeah, and I mean, one of the interesting things that Mercedes talked about in the Q&A is that second seduction scene between them in the script was supposed to be like a wordless seduction and where she has like the blue dress on and she like takes her panties off and she's like taking the dress off. Um Originally it was just supposed to be like all physical and then they were like what if we make it like this like mental seduction as well? And
Uh-huh.
I think that's like
Hmm.
sorry, I think that's a really interesting way
She's
to
getting
approach
choked
it.
up.
Well, especially within the context of like that's one of the ways that they get them to stay after the proposal, which is when they really should have like fucked off at that point because it's not just that he stole the ring and said it was his grandmother's ring and saw like this crazy story stealing his thunder 100% being like I was gonna do it some romantic way like down by the lake at sunset like word for word and then being like but I didn't do that also is so
Yeah,
bonkers. I decided not to
crazy.
do that because it's lame. um but it's like after they go outside and they have their fight and he comes back in and then he's like, "Oh, what we were talking about outside was he is going to hold me to it. I asked him for his help." You can see like what a crazy fucking liar he is and how like out of this universe this guy is, but they have the Edmund Kearns like hold on him of like Sin works with your favorite author and we can get him to read your stuff if Will likes it. And then Will gets him to stay by being like, guaranteed whatever you send over, I'll tell Sin it's good and to pass it along. If you just like give me some slack here. So her in that seduction scene being like, remember this guy, here's I know him personally and here's how he does it and he's an amazing writer and don't you want to be like him? And also Sage doesn't believe in you as a writer, but I know that you're amazing and I could be your muse and you could write something
I love
incredible
the
for real
muse
this
line.
time about me. Like it's a really interesting approach, but I think there is a lot of ambiguity in the Sage and Will scene because I think both they have like no chemistry. Like there's no moment until that scene where I feel like there was something between them. She gets
Who,
the
Sage
giggles
and
when she
Will?
sees, yeah, she gets the giggles when she
Well,
sees
there's
his penis in the outdoor shower, but I think she's like not interested. But the way he's like talking about it, I think he kind of is like talking her to a place where now she is getting riled up a little bit, even if it has nothing to do with like his physical persona or whatever. The way that he talks in that scene is so interesting because he says, I think your panties are soaking wet at the fleeting thoughts you'll allow to enter your brain of all the things that we would do to each other. The way he says, like, Not just the thoughts that are entering your brain, the thoughts that you are allowing to enter your brain. Yeah, he's so
Because
putting
I
it
think
on her, like you're letting yourself do this.
Because I think she's like closed her mind off like sexually in general because she hasn't been like satisfied in her relationship for so long. But also, I do think they do have a little bit of a vibe earlier, not like overt flirting, but there's that one scene at the very beginning that I love. It's just like bizarre blocking, but I love it. That they've like switched couples
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the kitchen and she's like really close to Will and Diego and Sin are like cozied up together at the kitchen island. So like there is some sort of like pull because he is just really hot. It's like
Mhm.
hotter Jesse McCartney. What are you gonna do?
You
Not be
can't say
into
no.
his beautiful soul? Come on. Um, but like I don't know. Like I'm not saying this because she has cheated in the past, but like Lady doth protest too much when she is asked if something happened. Like the way she acts in those moments, like when she's like, did something happen? She's like, no, of course not. Nothing happened. And it feels like over the top, where like when Diego is saying, no, nothing happened. Like, and I don't know if that was just an acting choice or whatever, or if it's a
It
intentional
doesn't
acting choice to
feel
make it ambiguous. It just felt like I didn't believe her. I really don't think it's because she's cheated in the past. She just the way she was acting was
well,
so.
but it doesn't feel the way she reacts doesn't feel super genuine. And with that, again, she has cheated in the past. Diego is very sensitive to that. So that's probably why they both are like harping on that more because they know it can like it's a way to get under. It's like it's like a quick shot basically.
I
Mhm.
think also there are like potential in-universe explanations for why she's being weird about it. Because the way that they present the scene is like we see him hitting on her, we see him being like, your panties are wet, and you're allowing yourself to think about fucking me right now. And then it cuts to the like back to the beginning. Will and Sin are fucking in their BDSM sex room, and then blah blah blah, and it catches us back up, so we like lose that time of like what happens after these seductions are set in motion. um but then when we get back to them, it's them like arriving home from the corner store where they went to pick things up. We see that they did go and pick things up. And the reason that like they want you to think something might have happened is because Diego goes like, feels like you were gone for a long
Long
time. And she's like,
time.
I didn't feel like we were gone for that long. That's the only thing that makes me like a little suspicious of her. But then in the next scene, we see Sage, she's crying in her room. And it could be like she's feeling guilty because something happened, or it could be that she was just trapped in a car with a man who pulled over on the side of the road
Yeah.
with nowhere for her to
Yeah.
run and was going, you want to fuck me so bad. And by the way, you're trapped here with me. And by the
And
way, as far
Yeah,
your
as you know,
it's
your
a
partner
partner has
terrifying
betrayed you by
situation.
telling me about how you masturbated in the bath and didn't want to fuck him and on how you cheated on him in the past. Like,
You got
mhm.
like 40 reasons to cry.
yeah, it's completely reasonable and completely understandable that she could be trying to just like shove it all down and get through the weekend and not acknowledge or have to face any of it or have to process any of it right now, and just want to like ignore that any of it happened at all. And then he brings it up, and so she's like in this defensive posture of being like, I don't even want to get in, I don't want to have to acknowledge that this happened right now and that I was
Mhm.
put in this horrible position. There's like a lot of potential layers there, but I do think it's the kind of thing that could go either way.
Either way. And I think that that was a really strong choice for the writing of this movie and the way that it played out because I think that because we have reasonable doubt because she's acting weird, we don't know why she's crying, blah blah blah. It could be a myriad of reasons. You could be judging her for her past infidelity, whatever it might be. But like in that moment in the car where they finally like figured out what's going on and they're trying to get away, like Diego has to choose her and choose their relationship even when there are doubts in this moment, and he still does. And I think that makes that moment more meaningful because he's like, it doesn't matter, like would literally kill him if he had chosen anything else, but like it's a very confusing situation, there's so much going on, there's a lot of information, but like it's like your lives are on the line, that is what is most important.
Yeah, but it's interesting because they set up a lot of doubt for the audience also, where Will is going, there's videotape of it in the car. Like the car's recording, or there's cameras in the car, or whatever. Obviously, we never seen any of that. So he could easily just be lying. But there's also the dialogue in the scene before with Sin and Sage, when it's just the two of them. And Sage says to Sin, would you want Will to know if, or would you want to know if Will did something he shouldn't have, or something like that? Like, would you want to know if he did something? And then Sin says to her, would you want Diego to know if you did something you shouldn't have? So they're having this like girls' moment where Sage is kind of being like, Will hit on me. Is that information you would want to have? And Sin is going, do you want your boyfriend to know that you did not Diego did something wrong? Would you want to know? But do you want Diego to know that you did something wrong? So whether or not she actually did anything wrong, and that works for the other reading of the scene too, which is that like she's been put in this horrible situation where she's been trapped with this man who's being like sexually threatening towards her, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, and you're responsible for this, by the way. Like you were in the car with him alone. Why would you did something bad by being there? Do you want Diego to know about the fact that you were even in the car talking about sex with another man? And
Yeah.
I also, it's not Diego's fault, again, because they're being psychosexually tortured this whole time. But Diego knows this guy's like a fucking liar and stole the ring already by this point. So, like, sorry that Sin doesn't want to be in the house by herself. You need to be in the car with them. Don't let them go off alone together. You know that he is a weird liar.
Yeah. No, totally. Like after he did that, that's like truly god tier psycho shit. Like absolutely. Even with his fucking sob story, like, oh, she's cheating on me. Like, oh no, it's so bad. Like, I'm trying to save our relationship. I don't fucking care. That's my grandma's ring.
Yeah.
Get that the fuck off her finger. Thank God he chops it off later. Loved that.
That was very funny.
Yeah, but
I
no,
also
it's so interesting the way they shoot it because even in the car scene, it's like he's saying like you want to fuck me so bad, and they're doing like close-up shots of her like biting her lip or whatever. They're leading you to believe that it's like he is talking her into this place. And then when she talks about Sean the ex later with Sin, she says like I should have stopped him, which is to say like I'm being passive. These things are happening to me, but I'm not stopping them. Therefore, it could still progress. It could still happen. The action that I'm taking is not to make a decision, it's just to not stop what's already in motion.
oof, yeah. A lot going on. Oy, oy, oy. On a lighter note, I liked the Molly part.
Yeah, but now I'm
I
like, did either of them even really take Molly?
Right? Was it all placebo? Probably.
Yeah, it was like a funny thing though. I was like watching it again and with that reminder, like her being like, the rain feels so amazing on my skin. She's taken it before, so she's acting with an understanding. But I thought
I
that was
believe that Sin could have really taken it because I think Sin is the real mastermind here. And I think that is supported by Mercedes I don't want to gender things um attitude, which I think is not necessarily about not ever having things be gendered, but just about like not having women be damsels in distress and
mm,
like subservient to the men in their lives. So I think there's like some even playing field, but I also think ultimately like Sin is the one pushing things forward. Um, and so I believe that she would feel confident enough in her own abilities to be like, and I can do it on drugs, and it'll be fun if I do it on drugs, and
well,
I love
they're
to do
they're having
drugs, so I'm gonna do drugs.
they're having the fucking time of their lives. Like that is
Mhm.
why this movie is so much fun, because you can see how much fun they're having, which is so fucked up. But like, I'm like, good for you guys. I'm glad
Yeah.
you found your passion and you're living your
Mhm.
truth. Isn't that so? That's what we
It
all
is
want.
beautiful. Yeah.
That's what we all are looking for. So I didn't doubt for a second that she's on Molly and still doing the killing. Like that must feel crazy. That
Right.
is another discussion question I have. What would it feel like to die on Molly when a horrible death like this?
Hope I
was like,
never find out.
hope I never find out. But would be fun to kiss in a body of water on Molly. That sounds fun.
That would be fun.
Within the context of her not really taking the Molly, though, it's so interesting to me when they're like under the blanket together in the bed and they're having their ladies' night girl time before they even like tell the boys that any of this is going on. And Sage divulges to Sin that Diego is not getting her off and that she's been faking it. And it's like, we know by that point she doesn't really trust Sin. She's faking taking the Molly. She's suspicious that something is going on, but she also still chooses to divulge that in that moment.
I think
I'm
she's trying
wondering
to
if it's
get
just like
Sin's guard down.
maybe, yeah, that could be
I
it.
think that's 100% what it is. She's trying to be convincing to make Sin feel like she's not a threat, because at this point she knows that she knows for sure that this is a threatening couple. She's just been intimidated in the car by Will, like sexually intimidated, and like whatever happens there, it's still a very uncomfortable situation. And then like Sin comes back and she's like trying to placate her, but then also like plying her with drugs at the same time. Like all of this is fucking sinister as hell. And so she's playing the game at this point. Which, like, again, the women are the masterminds here, too. Like, she didn't take the Molly. She has this whole plan. She's trying to get information from Sin as she goes through and does all this stuff. And then, like, I'm sure she's the one when that door is closed after the lights go off and they kick Sin out of the room because they need to change and they have their fake fight. Like, I'm sure she's the one miming shit to Diego to be like, I'm gonna hide. Like, there's something going on. Like, whatever. Like, that's that's fucking Sage doing that shit.
I'm gonna hide and we're gonna do a loud fake fight that they're gonna listen to through the door.
Genius.
And then you be like, she ran out and said she never wants to see me
She's
again.
over
You both
there.
need to go look for her right now.
It's very
They're-
Scooby Doo a little bit.
I just wish that they had realized like how could they, but like I would have been like, I don't care what variety or what spice of weird they are. Like this could be a life-threatening situation, and like hustled the fuck out of there. But they were too like, again, Scooby Doo. Let's investigate this mystery and go into the secret room and blah 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 blah. I know they were looking for the keys, but like they were really taking their sweet time, and I was like, you don't have the urgency of someone who's about to be slain. And I wish that you would think that being slain is on the table, because it certainly is. You are in these people's house.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
at least
I
have a
mean,
meat cleaver, you know that.
it is tough because it's like they do need to find the keys. They think to themselves, where could the keys be? Presumably in the locked room. Um, and then there's a lot of distractions in there. You know what I mean? They're like, there's the one thing that's funny to me though is they're like, there's a photo of us, and it's like, yeah, girl, you were there when they took that photo of you. That's the Polaroid we saw them take of you. Or I mean, like, it's a surprise that it's in the room, maybe, but don't act like you don't know where this photo came from. You posed for it, and she took a picture of you with her little Instax mini. I saw it, girl. I saw that purple Instax.
Yeah.
But she does take it upside down, which is weird. But
Does not know what she's doing with
Yeah.
that thing. She
but then
knows
there's like a
everything
lot
else,
of
but not
other
that.
there's a lot of other photos of couples in there, and they find the files with the videos, and I can see how they're like getting distracted and focused on the
Yeah.
like digital footprint of it all in that way of
It's just so
like
frustrating because they're holding that book, and if they had turned to page 3, they would see the dead bodies. But instead, they're like, "Wow, look at this
They're like,
crazy
"And we're
Photoshop
done."
image of them in front of the house." I wish that they could have just taken a picture of them in front of the house, by the way. It always bothers me, but again, it's an indie, so it's fine.
It is
Okay.
so funny though, that they're like the beginning of their scrapbook is like, here's our house, and then here's what we do in it, and then you flip through, and it's like
And here's
our
the
our
murder room.
childhood story. It's also so silly to me. I mean, again, this is just the nature of an indie, and that like their casting options are very limited, and they probably need to start on like the prop work before they finish everything. But the pictures of them as kids, there's like a when we see Sage and Diego in the house in the beginning, first arriving, unpacking some groceries, we see a family portrait that like is focused on the children in this like
Mhm.
painting of the family. They do not look
Oh
at
yeah.
all like the two kids in the pictures in the photo booth photo scrapbook at the end. It's like a brunette little girl in the painting, and then she's blonde as a child in the scrapbook.
Well,
But
I feel
it
like
is what it
they
is.
might make it a little too obvious if they have like a painting of themselves in the room where everyone can see it, you know. Maybe they just got a
Yeah.
picture of another family and put it in there as part of the ruse.
If you're getting into the like lore of it all, when they're first heading down to the water and they're talking about the origin of the name Bone Lake, Will says that in the 1950s there was this wealthy family that bought up all of the land in the area. When they discovered the lake, they found dozens of human skeletons all over the beach. One theory is there was a serial killer who would dispose his bodies in the lake, and after a storm, they all washed ashore. So if their family, the Price family, bought the house in the 50s, the brunette little girl in the portrait could be like the mom. You know, that could be Marilyn Price. And then it's like, that's why she's blonde in the scrapbook and this little girl in the family portrait is brunette because or the little boy, that's her dad when he was younger. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is like an older family portrait, not them as children. But I think it's probably just like the realities of we have this prop and then we also had to take pictures and they don't match up. But it's also fun to think that they come from a line of serial killers somewhere back.
Right.
Genetic.
Mm-hmm. It skipped one generation of our parents, but we sure got it all right.
That's how
It skips
genetics
a
works,
generation,
babe.
just like twins.
It's the recessive trait, you guys. Yeah, I am wondering like who's older, who's younger. Are they twins? It doesn't really
I
matter,
think
but
she's older.
it kind of flips a little in the family photos in the scrapbooks where it's like sometimes the blonde girl looks taller, then sometimes the boy looks taller, and it's
In
like,
the
well,
video
whatever.
footage, the girl looks older.
Mm.
Mm.
That felt
I would buy that
distinct to
she's
me.
older because of the whole
Especially if she's
mastermind
the
thing.
mastermind thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready to talk about the gory end?
Well, before we get to the gory end, I do like this setup for the gory end when they have them all tied up and they're being like, don't you want to know our lore? You didn't really look through the scrapbook much, but guess what? It's gonna really fuck you guys up. You're gonna get mad about it. We're siblings and we fuck. Does that make you feel a little
Does that
outraged?
make you
Does
feel
that not fit
fucking
your worldview?
crazy?
Yeah,
That
they're
shit
being
was
like, "Oh,
so
does that
funny.
rage bait you or incest? Does that make you mad?"
Just like our mommy and our daddy? Are you
No,
just
it
like our
really
mommy and
is.
our
Oh my
daddy?
God.
No,
A
they're like
100%
100%.
exactly. It's
They're
like
100%.
you guys are being really weird about this incest stuff because I'm positioning you as my mommy and my daddy so that I can criminal mind style relive our first kill, every single kill, and also relive the euphoria of the get dispatching of mommy and daddy. So now we're free to be together and ourselves unencumbered. Um, but also you're my mommy and you're my daddy, and we're trying to fuck you. And we're fucking you guys. And
Well, they're already
actually,
fucking
if
each
you
other.
remember, we just said that we're into incest, so that tracks.
Ugh.
It's a beautiful story of love and family.
You're my mommy, and remember when I tried to fuck you? How do you feel about that? Does that make you mad?
That make you mad?
You getting
Do you
angry?
hate this?
Rage bait,
Sage
incest
literally
rage
says
bait.
like, "We're not your parents," and then Sin is like, "But you are." It's
But
like, girl,
okay.
They're
They're
not.
just insane. They're
But
just
okay.
crazy in
Yeah.
love. Got me looking so crazy right
Oh,
now. I'm in
suddenly
love.
it's a crime to be in love.
Right? Suddenly it's
Suddenly
a
it's okay to find
crime.
your
On
soulmate.
Valentine's Day of all days, you're gonna say that to me? Be so fucking for real.
It's like you guys don't even believe in love.
Crazy. I love that. I love Sin being like, "Oh my god, I'm so fucking horny right now. Let's go fuck."
My
And then they're just
adrenaline is
actually
up.
they're actually just
I'm
like
feeling
playing
so
another
frisky.
little
Yeah.
game. It's so funny, and I love the cat and mouse game. Um, and I love like the psychological game of like Will being like, "I'll give you one hit. I'll give you one hit to hit me right in the head." She can't do it, but then it comes back around, bitch, and she does do it.
And
You
she
gotta get
does.
ready.
She tried also when he was like, "Okay, I'll give you one more chance. Give you one more chance." But no, but it
Hard.
is fun. It's
Hard to
really
do
fun
murder.
that she finally is able to follow through on that. But the chainsaw of it all, that really is the best part.
So good. And the blood just like coating both of them. So they're just like fully red in the face for the whole rest of the movie. So fun visually. Like,
I love when characters get covered in blood.
mhm.
It's also
Bloodbath,
just
literally.
yeah, it's another example of her like not wanting things to be gendered is so clear in that scene because it's like Diego is the one like crawling on the ground, backing away. Sage is the one who like comes to his rescue out of the blue.
Mhm.
I think they do a good job setting all of that up. They have like the girl on girl fight and the guy on guy fight and the like girl guy stuff, but I think she balances that well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I loved all the shit in the boat at the end. Like, I loved that. I loved the teamwork, and
She
it's
did
always
not want
so
to
fun
die.
when someone gets scalped. Of course. She's
And Sage is like driving, like whipping it
beautiful.
around so that she loses her balance and topples. And
Yeah, I
Her
loved
jaw getting
the
fucked
jaw.
up.
That was so good.
That was
That was
gnarly.
so good. That looked nar. I love that so much.
Nar.
Nar. And I just love the like final moment of the movie too, like the like exhausted proposal and them sitting there,
Covered in blood,
blood,
just cackling.
well, you
laughing
know what's
hysterically, and then
crazy?
just like looking into the distance, completely shell shocked. Like brilliant.
What's crazy is that she does not know at that point that that is not Will's grandmother's ring or
Right?
Thomas's grandmother's ring.
Yeah.
Like she still thinks that they just like plucked it off of her finger, and that is fine and it has like fun narrative purpose, but I have to imagine at some point he's like, "By the way, that's my grandmother's ring and he stole it. That's why I freaked out in that moment." Isn't that crazy?
By the
But
by.
that scene is so interesting to me because to me that's one of the other um biggest pop culture references in the movie. She didn't talk about this at the Q&A, and I didn't research that much, so I don't know if she's talked about it anywhere else online, but I haven't seen it. But to me, that is like such an obvious reference to The Graduate, the ending of The Graduate, which is like one of the most famous film endings of all time. Um, spoilers for The Graduate, which came out a long time ago.
Seen that part, but I haven't
But
seen the movie.
yeah, the movie ends. It's like this triumphant fight for him to like fight for his woman and fight for her to not marry this other guy after all of the trials and tribulations of their relationship. He fucked her mom, blah 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 blah. He like runs into the church to interrupt the wedding at the last minute. He's locked out. He's like banging on the doors. It's like the climax of this. It's like this huge scene. Finally, she like runs out with him. They run away. They run across the street. They hop on a bus. And then we see them sitting in the back of the bus. And the scene just like holds for a long time as they're like sitting there, smiling, exciting. They got away. They're together. But then as the adrenaline fades, it's like, now what? Did we just blow up our whole lives? Like,
Lives? Yes.
Was this the right choice? Like, what comes next? What happens when the dust settles? What happens when you realize, did you just get caught up in a moment and the romance of something, or is this real? How do you proceed? What comes next? And like, it's so interesting in this movie in Bone Lake because it's like, yes, they survived, they've triumphed. They may or may not actually be engaged, depending on how seriously Sage took that proposal, or if she just thought that they were being funny taking the ring. Um, but are they really going to be like a happy couple after this? Like they have the dialogue where he's like, I'm quitting the idea of being a novelist. I accept that I'm a mediocre writer, but a good teacher. I'm going to go back to teaching. You don't have to bear all the burden of everything alone. I want to be a good partner to you. He doesn't say we can introduce vibrators into our relationship, but I believe that he would be willing to do so from this point forward. But it's still like after everything they've been through, is that all going to be enough? Can their relationship really survive this?
Yeah. It's nothing. They haven't done the hard work to fix their relationship, so they still have to face that when the sun rises tomorrow. So, the battle isn't over yet, but hopefully their shared trauma will guide them through.
You got away, but now what?
But now yeah. No, I think it was a really good ending because of that exact thing. Like, just like, what's next? Drive the boat somewhere, I guess. Then what? It's brutal. Okay, are we ready for our
Segmentos?
Okay, I'm so ready for this one. How could this movie be gayer? Why wasn't it gayer?
I know.
Why wasn't it gayer?
Yeah.
It's right fucking there.
The kiss in the lake when they're on Molly, it really is just absolute bare minimum.
No, yeah.
Bare
And
minimum.
Okay, also I think if Sin tries her seduction tactic on Diego and then it doesn't work, then move on.
It would have worked on Sage.
There you go. Move on. You know what I mean? Try switching it and reversing it. I don't know. Come on. It's right there. She's like, oh, I want equal opportunity for the genders. And I'm like, okay, what about for the sexualities? Let's all fuck.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't take too close of a look at the names of the folders when they're looking at the computer, but I just assume that they are all boy-girl couples. And that they've only done this with boy-girl couples. And I just think there's a very, not that I want gay people to die, but I think there's a very rich, beautiful world out there where they can just get a little. I'm not saying I want gay people to die. I'm just saying it could have been interesting in the movie if more gay people were dying.
Does not want to kill gay people.
It's not Chelsea. I'm just saying from a cinematic perspective, could be interesting. But yeah, there really should have been more. Sage and Sin had like very good chemistry.
Yeah.
And it just felt like they could have done more with that. And there's like a line earlier in the film after Sin tells Sage that Diego saw her in just a towel, where Sage is like not really sure what to think of all of that, but then Diego comes out right after and is like cuddling up to her, and she's trying to like suss out the vibes, and she says she's pretty, and Diego goes, so is he. And then Sage says, yeah. And then Diego goes, so are you. And he's like trying to like finagle it back to being like, hey, you and me, we're here on a couple's weekend. But it is this interesting moment where it's like she's saying she's pretty and he's saying, so is he. And they really could have leaned into the bisexual nature of that all. Because again, I really think I'm choosing to believe that even if Sage got horned up in the car, she didn't do anything about it. But I think if they had switched up those genders and who was approaching who, they might have made a little more progress.
It could have been like really fun when it's like in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's like Dr. Frankenfurter, and he's like, oh, and then it turns out to him, and they're just like, oh, what the hell,
Well, we're already here.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Diego would have felt more unsure of himself in a scene with Will and unsure how to navigate that. And so Will could have made more progress there. Because Sin's approach was very like, you want to touch me, I'm giving you permission to touch me. And Will's approach is very like, you want me to touch you. And so I think, again, if they just swapped that and Will to Diego is being like, you want me to touch you and I'm gonna start touching you and I'm gonna just wait for you to stop me, would it have maybe been a little more counter to their ethos of like, we're here to tempt you? Perhaps, but I don't think they're playing fair anyway. So I think if Will had been sexually forward with Diego, he could have made some progress. And I think if Sin had been seducing Sage and being like all these dirty things that we could do together, but also kind of phrasing it in like a we're just two girls on Molly kind of way.
We're just two girls
Let's
on Molly,
explore each
under the
other's
blanket.
bodies.
It doesn't count because we're just two girls.
On Molly.
Yeah, I think, they would have had a little more luck. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also wonder, like, what happens if a gay couple shows up,
They gotta start thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I was like, maybe they just like cancel the booking if they are like doing research on the couple and it doesn't seem like
It's gonna vibrate.
right. Or is it just like, well, Sin is gonna seduce both of them, or Will is gonna seduce both of them, like depending on whatever everybody's sexuality is, but
I don't know. I like the mind thing of them like canceling the booking.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, like never mind. This is not I'm doing my research on them and it just vibes aren't right. So I'm canceling them.
So no.
But
So no.
it really feels like this movie could have been so much gayer and
Yeah.
It was
just
right
wasn't.
there.
Sometimes I'm like, I want
it's like
I
the
want them
kiss is
always to
forgettable,
be gayer.
to be honest.
I want them all of our movies to be gayer, but this one
Mhm.
would like felt like it didn't make sense that it wasn't,
This one I remember being in the QA wanting to be like,
And why wasn't
can you
it
imagine
gayer,
a gay
madam?
version of this? And then I was like, I guess they did kiss. But it's so like nothing almost because we know at that point basically that like, well, she hasn't said, but Sage is like looking to escape essentially. It just it didn't hit. It wasn't a horny enough kiss.
I agree. Okay. We can't talk about gay forever though. Sorry. We have to talk about Matthew Lillard now. Unfortunately, the only place for him is to be the man whose balls get shot by the
Ugh.
arrow.
Well, he could be the dad in the family photos.
Oh yeah.
He could
He'd
be
be
the man who
murdered.
does this in the sex tape.
That's Will.
No?
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I
It's
don't
Will.
think so.
It's Will.
Okay. That's weird to
100%
me.
it's Will. Because he's posing for the camera just like in American Psycho because he knows there's a
Oh.
camera. That like the only reason he'd be doing that is if he
Just
knew
'cause he
there was a
knows.
camera. It's Will. Yeah, it's like showing the infidelity happening. They like caught it on camera. Or like, yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to go review those tapes.
Hashtag believe Monica. I don't know.
Hashtag believe Monica, but I didn't notice that it was like those were the seductions and not the same as like the bearskin rug fucking. So now I have to go
I think it's like it could be anything,
a
anything
melange
could
of
happen in any
things.
of those rooms. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was him. Because I was like, he would be doing this.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, I think those are
And
good
he has the chainsaw.
placements
That's
for
American
Matthew
Psycho.
Lillard. Yeah. So then that brings us to Dumb Bitch.
Dumb bitch.
It's hard because I think that they're really good at this.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think
they are a
Diego
little
is-
dumb for incest.
You can't stand in the way of their love, Sydney.
Yes, I can.
You're so judgmental. You should be focusing on yourself and not their relationship. That's what they say.
Listen, I
You're
focus
really
on
sounding
myself
like
and
mommy
not
you
and
think
daddy
you're
committing
right
so
now.
perfect?
incest every day, all day. Also, my favorite thing, my favorite fun fact about incest is when 23andMe came out, like everybody thought that they would be getting like secret siblings, secret like things. No, they just found out there's a lot of incest in their family tree. Like a lot of people have found out that like their like
My
parents are
grandparents are second
cousins,
cousins. Yeah.
like all that, like first cousins, like siblings. Like they really found out just like.
The Queen Elizabeth, Queen of England. She's married to her cousin.
Hmm.
Yep, it's
Were they
a
first
classic.
cousins even? I feel like they were first cousins.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. We're continuing on with dumb bitch now.
I think the
I
guy
think-
in the beginning is the dumb bitch who left his girl behind and was like, fuck this, and just tried to escape without her. And that's why he got shot through the nuts.
True.
Fair, honorable mention for Diego because of
Oh, yeah.
everything about him.
And his whole
But I
like,
love
I
him
don't play
still.
games and I don't make my girlfriend come. Well, you have to do something. You don't have a
Right.
job, you don't make your girlfriend come, and you don't
I'm
play games.
not
Like,
fun at
let's
all.
get it together.
I'm not fun at all, by the way. I don't play games. Okay, what do you fucking do with your free time?
Right. Not
God
make
damn
her
it.
girlfriend
I
come.
write mediocre
Yep.
novels. All right, well, you're gonna have to work on
I
some
could
of these.
do that.
Pick a struggle.
Right.
Yeah, come on. Sheesh. Okay. That brings us to knives out of fives. I'm curious what people think about this movie.
It's so funny. I actually saw a TikTok the other day who was talking about all of the movies that she saw last year or something like that, and she did not like Bone Lake. She thought it was not nearly as freaky as she was expecting, and she was disappointed.
Mhm.
And I was wondering how I was gonna feel on a rewatch. But I still had fun. I liked it. We've talked about it. There's missed opportunities for sure, and there's limitations of being an indie. But there's fun stuff. But um, the context of the audience and the critics for you first. On IMDb, this movie has a 5.6 out of 10. So not great, but not terrible. Kind of medium. And then on Rotten Tomatoes, there's kind of a not a huge jump. But the movie has 84% fresh from critics. So 84% of critics gave it a thumbs up as opposed to a thumbs down. Um, and when it comes to audiences, it is 60% fresh. So 60% of audiences thought it was at least good, as opposed to
Okay.
sort of bad. And then, like we said, it did the festival circuit. It premiered at Phantasma Fest or something like that, I think.
Fantastic.
Fantastic Fest. I don't know if it won anything there. On IMDb, it says only one award, but at the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival, it won the Bronze Audience Award. So kind of mixed reviews, basically, across the board. You've got a good number from critics on Rotten Tomatoes. You've got a medium plus number from audiences. The IMDb is middling, and I think it really is just one of those ones where it's like some people are liking it, some people are not vibing with it. So
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I didn't like it that much. Like, I thought I would like it a lot more, and I didn't know what to expect from it, but I thought I would like it a lot, and it was again like it was just okay, right? So
sure.
like it didn't wow me. And I was like, this is fine. It wasn't scary. It wasn't like it just didn't give me like enough of anything, quite frankly.
If you'd
Um,
had those 40 milligrams,
I know.
I feel like this
maybe.
is so fun with friends too.
Mm-hmm.
True. I could
Well, I know
see.
it is because we watched it together and we had fun.
So I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I think that's super fair. I
Like,
think watching by yourself at home on your couch is going to be a completely different experience than watching in a crowd with a friend, with like no knowledge of what is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go next, Chelsea, or you want me to?
I wasn't sure if Sydney had something else that she was about to say.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go next. Like I said, I do think there's a lot of missed opportunities and the nature of indie, blah, blah, blah. I wanted it to be freakier. I wanted it to be a lot gayer. But I think they do a lot of really fun stuff. Like the chainsaw axe death, I just think is a blast. And I think for like the limitations of what they could show, they did it in a really fun way. She said in the Q&A that they had like 2 fake bodies that they used in that scene, one for when the axe goes into the head and one for when he's like laying on the ground on top of the chainsaw. You only see like the sliverous like 1 second of the axe in the back of the head as like a close up. It's like just there to establish for sure that you know what happened in that scene. But I think that was fun. I remember loving in the theater being like they need to when the fingers get chopped off in the boat. And I remember being like, the ring is in the boat. Like they need to get the ring. And then so I was like loving when they pick it up and he like throws the finger back in the water and they put the ring on. I loved the incest reveal. I just always think it is fun when they're like, oh, you thought they were freaks for doing psychosexual killing on people? Well, it gets even worse. I don't think it was like revolutionary necessarily as a movie, but I think it is a good time. So I'm gonna give it 4 knives out of 5s.
I'm right there with you. I'm gonna give it 4 knives too. I agree with 99% of what you just said. Well, I agree with everything you said, but I want to say a couple more things. I won't say the things you said because ditto that.
They've been
and
said. Hashtag believe Chelsea.
Hashtag believe Chelsea. Now, believe me when I say that the cinematography was also really cool in this, and we
Yeah.
never talked about it. It was the guy who did Saw X. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Something Matthew or something like that. Where did my notes go? I love that for me that they just disappeared. How wonderful. It's right here. Oh, Nick Matthews. Okay, I remembered right. Yeah, they like also had like a Neo Giallo color palette they were using that was really really cool. And there
The
were
like
like
lock
3
sequence when they're tapping the locks and it goes like that.
Yay. I'm talking about the color scheme
Oh.
for that's what I was getting at. They have 3 acts, and each one has a different like color scheme that they're working with too, which was really cool. Like I didn't notice it necessarily at first. I knew they were doing some like cool color palette stuff, but at first it's like pretty like normal lighting that you might expect. And then there's like a duotone in Act 2, and then finally there's a tritone scheme. So like there's like all those cool scenes of sin and all the different lighting and the green and the other colors. Like it was really visually stimulating. And then yeah, as far as shots wise, like you get the lock O vision where you're in the perspective of the lock. And another favorite part of mine is when the camera's on the axe as she's flinging it around and like fighting Will. I thought that was really really cool.
She said in
yeah,
the Q&A they had a lot of fun coming up with like different dollies for the cameras, and they had the idea for one for the cleaning sequence where they were gonna like put it on a toilet brush and have it going like around the bowl.
Oh,
and then they were
that.
like, no, like let's not get crazy. But they had a lot of fun like coming up with stuff like that for how to shoot things.
I mean, for production that is completed in 18 days, I think this is a masterpiece. I really like the script. I think it's really fun. Again, too, I love the incest. Sorry, I had to say that too. I knew it. When they were like, guess what else? I was like, they're going to be brother and sister. And then I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah. I love that. Love a reveal like that. So fun. Very Crimson Peak, as you said, Sydney. But yeah, I thought it was a very fun time. There were parts of it where I wish there was like a little more action, but I really think it was the indiness nature of it all. And so I really hope that this was like enough of a success to greenlit more projects from Mercedes in the future, because I think she's really cool.
Yeah. She's already working on her next one, and she talked about that a little on the Q&A where she said it's going to be a surrealist dramedy. So I don't know when we're going to get another horror from her. but she said she was
Yeah.
drawn to this script specifically because of how horny it was. So hopefully she'll like really let her freak flag fly going forward.
That's the
And
dream.
one of those flags better be the gay rainbow flag.
Yep.
The one with all of the gay, the really gay one.
The
With the
fully
triangle
inclusive
and the
flag.
trans and the BIPOC. Yeah, that one. So take note, Mercedes. But anyway, other than that, fantastic. But next week we're moving on, and I think that Chelsea is introducing this. Wait, no. Wait, did you introduce the last one?
Yeah, I did him.
So it has
But
to
I
be
can
Sydney,
still.
sorry.
No,
I'll
it doesn't
do it.
have to be
Or-
Sydney.
Chelsea can do it.
Let's sit-
I'll do the
No,
next one.
Sydney, go ahead, Sydney.
Chelsea could do it. I have no desire, and I'll do the next one.
Chelsea was really excited right then.
Yeah,
so
Chelsea,
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to take that away from her. I do not want Chelsea
Thanks.
mad at me.
I'm back in. I'm back in.
Believe that Chelsea will be
Believe
mean if you
Chelsea
don't
will
convince her.
not let that go.
I've been talking about this movie for a minute because, as you guys know, I am Mrs. 4DX. And this movie is coming out in 4DX 3D. So I've been psyched
God.
for that aspect of
He's
it
ready.
specifically. And every time I've been like, does somebody want to go with me? They're like, plane crash movie 4DX. I don't know. But I'm going to be sat on opening night. And so I'm excited. It is the new Sam Raimi movie with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. Send help. And I don't know if it's going to be good, but I know I'm going to get tossed all around that theater and I'm going to have a blast. So I can't wait.
I've heard it's gotten good reviews. So
I
think it's gonna be
somebody I follow
very
on
fun.
Twitter said that it is a blast, and
Yeah.
I choose to believe him. Hashtag
It's the
believe
first-
that man on Twitter.
yeah.
Hashtag believe that man on Twitter. It's also the first R-rated horror movie we're getting from Sam Raimi in 26 years. So
Whoa.
at the very least, I hope it's nasty. And I love
And it's a
Rachel
fun
McAdams,
through line.
so
Because Evil Dead 2, Mercedes Bryce Morgan said was like a big influence and one of her favorite horror movies in regards
oh, cool.
to Bone Lake. So
I'm glad he's getting back to his roots.
I'm also just
Cool.
excited to see Dylan O'Brien in more stuff.
Yeah, me too. It'll be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. And we're doing this sight unseen. So if it's bad,
Mhm.
don't fucking talk to me about it, okay? It's not my
If
fucking
it's bad,
fault.
I
We
guess
don't
we're just
know. It
gonna have
hasn't
to
come out
discuss
yet
it.
as
Yeah.
we record
We're-
this.
We're going off the vibes of hashtag believe Sam Raimi, okay? And so
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that's wrong. As of this time, I have faith in that man. So what are we gonna do? But anyway, why not say what you've been thinking this entire time, which is hashtag believe Spooky Tuesday in a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or
You know you
5-star
want
rating on
to.
Spotify. You know you believe us. We're making film critiques so accessible for you. Don't you believe that? Something to consider. We'll appreciate it bigly, hugely. Also, why not follow us on social media? And you can do hashtag believe Spooky Tuesday all day long. We're at Spooky Tuesday. At Spooky Tuesday Pod on Facebook and Tumblr. That's how I always say it. And we're at Spooky_Tuesday on everything else. I switched it up. Are you confused and scared? What happened?
No. Since we're doing Send Help next, and that's a 2026 movie, we're closing out our theme. And another thing that I have forgotten to say
my
is that
God.
I came up with 2 potential names. Divisive
my
2025 is the broader theme. These are my best attempts. 2020 Divisive. Kind of sounds like 2025. And 2020 Device 5. You really need to drive it
I
home.
just spit all over my own face. Like, how did that happen? I spit take just from my mouth onto my own face.
I think 2020
disgusting.
Device 5 is the one. I think that makes it more clear.
Well, it made me do something that I didn't know my body could do. So I think that's got to be the one. Wow. We got to like edit that back into the front of the episode.
Yeah,
See,
because
this is why
nobody
you
listens
to the
this
end.
far. Ugh.
Except for all the people in the Discord, which we're bringing up now from the Patreon. We have a Patreon. Oh, there you go. Seamless.
Circle back.
Who reference the weird shit we say at the end of the episode. So those are our real ones. You could be a real one too if you're listening right now and get this information that we have a Patreon. But if you don't, If you don't listen, you don't know, and that's on you. We also have a website, www.spookytuesdaypod.com. Got all the information. I just touched my face to my microphone. It's soaking wet from the spitting incident earlier, so we're having a hard time. And also, we are on YouTube. And today, we're really doing something. Chelsea, would you like to describe what you're doing?
Yeah, because of the nature of this being our Valentine's Day episode, I thought that I would be Diego, but Diego amended for Valentine's Day, so I am Diego in full pink font. So pink beard, pink glasses, pink hair, pink hoodie, pink t-shirt.
Really beautiful work. Great beard work.
Thank you.
Sydney, would you like to describe what you're doing?
Also, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I am wearing my favorite Valentine's Day sweatshirt that looks like a candy heart, but it says, "Let me peg you."
And I think that's relevant to the sex toy room.
Exactly.
I agree. And I am biblically accurate cinnamon sin in her final outfit. So I have to stand up. It's literally exact. Oh God, I felt that.
And I'm over here pretending to be Will for a moment and flipping it.
I was very proud that I get to wear my Betsy Johnson negligee. Anyway, you can only see that on YouTube, so you better subscribe. God damn. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day. We love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, spookies.
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_. And our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.